Hi everyone, I am so thrilled to be making this video because I think it's about time that I tell my story about how I ran away from the Democratic plantation and how I was always a conservative, but I just didn't know it. So let's just start off. I was born in El Salvador, I lived there for 5 years, and then in 2005, we got permission from the United States to move to America, and it was a very amazing experience, but it was also very hard because we moved here together. We were here with my uncle's family in a small home. No government handouts, no food stamps, no money, no insurance, and on top of that, we couldn't even find an apartment to live in because we didn't have credit and we had just moved here. So even that was tough, and we were going through it all as a family, and it was just truly an amazing experience moving cultures and moving here. Then 2010 came and we became US citizens. I really wish I could show my naturalization certificate because as a picture of me when I was 10 and I signed it and I became a naturalized US citizen. So that was also one of the best days of my life. And move forward to 2015. And I was never into politics during all that time, never really patriotic, but that would soon change. So one summer day, I was watching Univision, and I see this businessman calling out Mexicans and saying that immigrants were criminals and rapists, and they were bringing crime and drugs, and some were good people. And I was so shocked because I just talked about how immigrants work so hard in this country, yet he was calling them out and saying that we're criminals. So I took offense to that and I was pissed off. And at that point I said the Republicans are racists and the Democrats are for immigrants and for minorities. They love us and they're kind. So that's the belief that I had for some time until thankfully I had some friends put me in my place and tell me, Melissa, the mainstream media is focusing on only how he was calling illegal immigrants criminals, and they said that is true. Many of them bring crime into this country. And they told me how the mainstream media never talks about legal immigrants like me and how we never get anything, but they always put their focus on illegal immigration. So I said, that is true, but I'm still an immigrant. I have to stick with my people. But then I began to do my own research. I stopped watching television and the news channels, and I watched Hillary's America, Clinton Cash, and eventually what would be my turning point was Obama's America by Dinesh D'Souza. My eyes were opened to so much that the media never talks about. And I took offense because I said they love immigrants, but they never talk about how legal immigrants never get nothing, and we work here and we wait. In my case, my family, it was 12 years. So at that point I said, I'm being brainwashed. In Obama's America by Dinesh, he's talking about how, people praise Obama, he's so cool and all that, but his father abandoned him and he looks up to his father. He went to Africa to meet with Obama's grandmother, Dinesh, and he learned so much about Obama. His mentors were socialists, the things that he does for other countries and not us. And eventually, I just said, this isn't for me. The left isn't for me. I went on a learning marathon, and I just learned how the origins of the political parties. The Republicans were the patriots, and they didn't want slavery, and they were for minorities. But then I saw that the Democrats were always for slavery, and even not too long ago, they were against the Civil Rights Act, they were for Jim Crow laws, and for segregation. And something just didn't click. And eventually I saw that the Democrats have not changed. They've always exploited people, segregated. And then I saw that how they were treating minorities who they say they love. I eventually saw how Democrats are really like. I would go on social media and I would post things about President Trump, and I would say MAGA or something, and they would call me a traitor. a racist, I was too dark to be a conservative, I never should have been conceived, and that I should be deported back to Mexico. Crazy comments, all behind phone screens, and I was shocked that the people that say that they're so tolerant are intolerant to those that are conservatives, even the ones that they fight for, minorities. So seeing that, I saw and I said, this is insane. I know I'm on the right side, because even those that claim that they're tolerant are not to others that think unlike them. And at that point I said, I had always been a conservative. I didn't know it. I saw this president. Yes, he was Republican, but on top of that, he was just a patriot who was consistent. He was against some wars. He always said people were ripping us off. Everyone loved him. But then when he started to say that, he was a Republican and he started telling truths, people were all of a sudden offended. And this man does not accept a salary. He's donating it. He gave up his luxurious lifestyle to work with people, to be in Washington and fight for us. And we're seeing accomplishment after accomplishment, whether it's the economy, whether it's in Israel, denuclearization, enforcement of immigration laws. And I'm so thrilled to be living in this time period. We're having probably the best president in history, probably of the world right now. And I love this man. He was literally appointed by God. Thank you, God, for Donald J. Trump. And I am constantly seeing still the holes within the left. I'm still seeing how the left, again, is so passionate on something such as gun control. But when it happens in different situations, when there's training in New Mexico at a compound for people to execute mass shootings, silence. When Republican Congress people get shot at a baseball game, silence from them. In Chicago and other urban areas, when there's hundreds of people each month dead because of guns, silence on the left. Feminists who say they're against the patriarchy, we want equality, nobody can tell us what to do or wear. Then we have in Iran that are women that are taking off their veils and they're saying we don't want men telling us what to wear. There's women in the Middle East and other places going against what men are telling them to do. But the feminists don't say, probably, well, I haven't seen or heard anything from a feminist talking about that. And I just keep seeing more and more things about the left. I'm seeing one thing that really disgusted me was how our president was against MS-13 and still is, but the left made it seem like he was talking about immigrants, and they said that he went too far calling them animals. That is disgusting. I am from El Salvador. I know a thing or two about MS-13, and seeing people being shocked at him calling out gangs, that blew my mind, and that's disgusting of them. If Democrats really did care about Hispanics, they would call out the gangs that are killing Hispanics in Latin America and in parts of the United States. The left, is so inconsistent. Years ago they were against illegal immigration. There's videos of them calling out illegals, but now even saying the word illegal is wrong for them. That's why I love this president, because he's been so consistent on most things. And yeah, I'm so thankful for my experiences, because from moving here to naturalization, because I saw the process, the right process of coming here. And I've learned so much in these 2 years about politics and just how this country is battling every day against the establishment, against the swamp. And we just want American people, not just Republicans, just people that support those that do the right thing and come here the right way. And I'm so thankful for this president, and literally it is just up and down, not left or right. So yeah, that's a little bit of what I've learned during these years. Conservatives, we gotta keep speaking out on social media, in schools, at our work, and let's keep fighting for this country. I'm really happy to be here. I'm really happy to be here during these times. And yeah, so thank you so much for watching, and let's keep America great.